Hi everyone, sorry for the delay. Welcome to this live session with Ida Ali. She's a filmmaker and she's going to join us right now. Uh, and she's just joining. I'm going to tell you about a little about. Hi Ida,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How's your lockdown going?
Good as it can be.
Enjoying the time at home, I guess, from all the
Yeah,
traveling.
sometimes, not always, but most of the times.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much for doing this for us. And I can't really thank you enough because we're so excited. I think this is a version which any Insta Live or any interview is not going to capture. And Ida is going to let us on all of the tricks and tips that she's applied in her films. And this is going to be amazing. So, make sure that you ask your questions in the comments because she's going to answer most of them. I'm sure that you have a lot. So, let me do a little brief about what Mumbai Fashion Week is all about. Mumbai Fashion Week is a community of designers, collaborators, and everyone behind the big ramp who puts in their creative efforts to make this happen. And we're just going to acknowledge them through this journey. And like Eda being a filmmaker, she knows her way around people. And I think any creative business is all about people. So thanks, Eda. Just a sec. So, Ida, my first question to you is, as an artist, what is your process of thinking? Like I'm sure you go through all kinds of moods, all kinds of spaces. So, what kind of space do you create to think and develop an idea?
Um, I think for me personally, it's not something I create. It just comes to me if I'm thinking of a story. Um, I observe people, and no matter where I am, I keep thinking of ways to create a story around it or how I would like to see it on screen. The mood that I create or like my thinking space is basically me staring at a wall or staring at something. When you zone out,
Yeah,
when you're just like,
like lost in space. I can
yeah,
imagine.
that's all I need. I just need to zone out. And then people sometimes think I'm like a little weird. I'm talking to myself, but it's basically me just thinking about my ideas.
Yeah. Do you talk to yourself out loud? Do you do that sometimes?
I have been teased for that. So yeah, I have done that. And I read a quote somewhere that people who talk to themselves are like the smartest people. So I'm like one of
Oh,
the smartest.
okay. Now it's a disclaimer that I also do it. So yeah, now.
So see, you're smart too. That's good.
See, exactly. Yeah, definitely. From Ida. Then, so why did you choose direction as a medium to express yourself?
Um, so I think, been a storyteller. I like to tell different types of stories. I've always said it in a way that people could get it, but also in my mind, when I used to speak out a story or tell someone a story, I used to visualize it very well. Like I knew exactly how it went, like a movie almost. And so I've always thought that it's so cool to get a story that you like and then translate it onto the screen exactly how you view it in your mind, right? So I think that fascination continued and made me want to be a director eventually.
Wow, that's kind of interesting.
Hmm.
I've never heard that take on it. And so now I think this lockdown has redefined all of our processes, our artistic processes and everything. Like, I know for me, I used to go on long walks to get inspired. And now I'm confined to a room. And so, how are you going to tell your stories to the audience? How are you going to do that?
My stories, as uh, in terms of
Your diet.
filmmaking,
Yeah, yeah.
I think filmmaking is always filled with problems. It has uh, many problems that you keep solving in any type of shoot. It can be a big budget movie, it can be a small budget movie. Anything will always have problems. So I look at it as an opportunity to grow
Mm.
from like shooting and thinking in a space that is confined. It gives me the opportunity to get the freedom of doing things on my own without having someone backing me or having a lot of people there to support me, I kind of feel that confidence that I can do something on my own, which drives me to think of things that are smaller maybe, but can also have that big impact. So I feel like slowly and steadily, a lot of people will transition into working in smaller spaces and with fewer people. So that's what I'm thinking about, at least. That's how I
Yeah,
think stories will.
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
even smaller attention spans. So yeah,
Yeah,
that will
that
also
is
help.
very true. Like
Yeah,
IGTV is
exactly.
such a big thing now, or, you know, yeah.
I know, right? I never thought I'll go live in my life.
You're
And here I
positive.
am with you.
Is this your first live?
No, no. Luckily, I know. I'm practicing right now. Luckily, I get to practice
Okay,
it
good,
with you.
good, good.
So yeah.
Mm.
So tell me something. Just a sec. Let me check.
Yeah, yeah, this is,
This is
no,
better. Okay.
you're not.
So no, it's not.
I think your voice is coming a little late. That is the problem, but otherwise, you're not pausing.
Okay. 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 Yeah. I think this is the best I can do right now. Let me know if it gets worse. Okay. So, okay. So, the best thing that has happened to you in the lockdown besides working in pajamas? Tell me about that.
I think getting to spend time with my family. I've been writing a lot, so because I have the time to do so, I mean, it really sucks not meeting friends. It sucks not like going out or, you know, going to restaurants or whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
But all of that time is collected and has given me the time and space to be more creative, write more, start looking into how I can work. Um, yeah, so that's what's been happening.
So, I guess, yeah, it has. So, I was hoping, we get to like I don't know, this time has never happened in any, I think, like we had to rethink everything in terms of relationships, and for an artist that is very complicated, to understand relationships and ethics and everything. So I think this was a really good time to introspect that. And
Hmm.
so, but like also this time is like we always go out for inspirations and thinking, and like different kinds of walls to even stare at. And what kind of blocks do you face? Like, what is an artist's block to you, and how do you get out of that?
Um, I know a lot of people get writer's block, which is like when they can't think of what to write or how to write it or whatever. But I think the blocks that I get are more to do with the fact that I might not be as driven for that story or for that type of shoot or whatever it is that I'm doing. I might not be as passionate about it. So to overcome that, I try to think of ways that I might make it more interesting for me and the audience. Because if it's not interesting and I'm not passionate about something, then I feel like the audience won't be either.
Yeah.
But it does happen, and it's a good sign, I think, because then then you really try to make whatever you're doing better and more interesting for you.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Has it ever happened to you, like in this time?
Writer's block in this time, or like a artistic block. Yeah, it has. I've been writing a few things, and sometimes I feel like I just don't want to write it anymore, and then I either change it around um or I start something new.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Starting something new. Like I've had one, like I always thought, it was, I think, misconception that it's all in your head. And when
Mm-hmm.
you're faced with it, it's like, oh God, it's real, it's happening, and you're always in denial. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the first thing is to accept it and get out of it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So, like now moving on. So, this is like I said, this is a great time to introspect and think about things. What advice are you giving right now to yourself?
Advice. I mean, I wish I listened to my own advice, but I'm just looking for positivity. It's really hard to stay positive during this time. It is. But I'm also thinking of the time that we get out of here. We will eventually, and I feel like overall it's going to be a good thing for me, a good thing for a lot of people who got time to take a break, got time to think about themselves, put themselves first. So I'm just like giving these like inspirational thoughts to myself so that I stay calm and stable.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I when I started with this pandemic, I felt like, oh, it has happened before, so eventually you're supposed to get out of it. And then I thought it'll be back in like 15 days, maybe we'll all be back on the roads. But
Yeah.
it's not like that.
Yeah,
And
it was
yes,
almost like 15 days, and then the next 15 days, and then the next 15 days, and the next month, and now the next month. It's really
exactly.
difficult, but we will
But
get through it. It will end.
I think it's also an artist's dream to be confined to a space and work,
Hmm.
right? And I think it has also been a blessing to do that. Our parents really shape us, and you have been blessed with great ones, and we all have somewhere. So, what core values do you take away from them, and carry on in your daily life, work life, everything? So, what are
I mean, it's really hard to name a few core values, um, but what I really respect them for keeping me grounded in a way. Um, when I was little, we weren't that well off. Honestly, we weren't that um, like my parents were working, but they weren't that successful yet, and we didn't have a lot. Like we had one AC in our house and stuff like that. And even when they started getting successful and had the ability to purchase a few things, they didn't always give me what I wanted. Like they thought about it. They said, "Do you need it?" Um, Maybe it's like a birthday. Then I got something, but I was always like, "But my friends have it. Why can't I have it?" So it was like I was a little pissed at that time, but now I really understand why they did that. And that has kept me so grounded. And I mean, I think I am grounded. I don't know. But
no, no, you
I
definitely are.
feel,
I mean, it shows in your work.
huh?
It
What?
shows in your work that you're grounded. There's no doubt
Thank you.
about it.
Thank you. That's really sweet of you to say. But yeah, so I just feel like they didn't succumb to peer pressure. And that's what I also want to do. It also taught me the value of little things. So I appreciate things more because of them, and they appreciate things. So I appreciate things.
Exactly. Right. Everything. And even in films, the
You're
little
pausing
things
again.
matter.
Okay, now this is fine.
Yeah, okay. I guess you will be laughing at everything. So this I'm so glad that people are finding this useful. And you've been working on films like Hangout in this lockdown, and you've been precautionary, wearing everything, and still working on sets. And tell us about that. Give us that hope.
Yeah. So Kabir and Exposition Films shot this um, film called The Hangout, and I was lucky enough to for them to ask me to do second unit direction for them, and it was a short 1 day thing, but just that excitement of going out there and shooting after so long on location with a DOP and an actor, it was amazing. It was amazing, but also I was wearing a mask, I was wearing a shield, I wasn't touching anything. I had like sanitizer for whenever I can, like, keep everything clean and sanitized. So it got a little too much and like claustrophobic because I couldn't breathe very well. It was mask and a shield is a lot. Like if you are standing there for like 3 hours without a fan, um, with a mask and a shield, it's a lot. Luckily, we got through it because of the excitement, and it was like the first time we were shooting, and also everyone was really like compatible, and it was a very good shoot. But I think that it's going to be really hard if we all have to shoot like this for a long time. But hopefully there'll be ways, and there'll be like a smaller group, and it will be fine. I'm just excited that we get to shoot again.
Yeah, I mean, see, there's always hope, I think. And this, when you told us about that, I felt like, wow, okay, so work is still happening and there's still possibilities, and
Yeah.
so possibilities are endless, I guess. And it's so good that we had this conversation. Everyone, I think, recording will, teach us all of it.
Mhm.
And talk about okay. Eda told us about her very exciting project, which I gone through and talked all about it.
What did
Is
you think?
amazing. Okay, it was so fantastic. Okay, like I can't even believe that it was shot in lockdown, thought in lockdown. Like, see, that's why some good things happen in lockdown as well. That oh my god, I just got too excited about it. I think
Okay,
more than
that's
this
great.
conversation. And yeah, so it's a beautiful project, refreshed by the youth. Tell us about that. How
Um, Sorry,
can you hear me now? Am I audible?
you paused a little
Hello.
bit, but you said you asked, tell us about that and what was the inspiration, right?
Yeah, yeah, refresh by the youth. It's an amazing project, guys. Check it out on Instagram if you haven't, and if you have, do like everything because it's so amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So tell us about that, like where inspiration kicked in, how did you apply it? Because we all get great ideas, but actually to contemplate that and create something
Mhm.
great with so many people around the globe, share us about that. Yeah.
So I had to come back from college really suddenly, and I study in California, and I came back, and for a month or two, I was just like at home doing only schoolwork and nothing much. And then I was like talking to a lot of friends, college friends from around the world, and like school friends who were in India again, and I just thought that this big event, has kind of united us. It's almost like there are so many connections between amongst us. There are so many things that all of us are facing. We're facing having to wear a mask, we're facing the lockdown, we're facing going on the internet and typing coronavirus every day, yet we still have a lot of differences. Each country is going through different phases of the virus. Each country is taking different precautionary measures. So it was basically to explore the differences and connections and similarities amongst us. I wanted to make a short film at first, and then my friend from college joined me. Her name's Libby. We started planning it together because I thought that I should have someone else as well who can add to my ideas. And she's amazing. Like, she added so much more to it. And we eventually thought that it should be a type of a resource on Instagram, because this doesn't only apply during the lockdown, it applies to anyone, especially the youth, because there are so many topics that we discuss and we share, and we don't find anyone who relates to us, but then we can find people who relate to us from anywhere in the world. And there are so many issues and concerns that the youth might face right now, but they don't have a portal, you know. And
Yeah.
also the media is is a portal to like know information, but that doesn't really tell you about what a young person is facing in, wherever they are. So I think it's evolved into a page where you can really um, share your thoughts, share your opinions, be free, and also learn, listen, and grow, because I feel like that is what um, life is about. Sounds very philosophical, but you have to learn, listen, and grow, and that's what I want to do as well. I want to
Hmm.
hear everyone, um, listen to them, listen to their issues, relate to them, maybe not even relate to them, but understand. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, and I think I totally agree with it. Like the media, especially in today's time, is also feeding our brains to certain opinions, and I think without even using our heads, we're just believing anything, we're just
Exactly.
acting, and it's not just for our country, it's for every country. And like we really need to think about it, and I think it's great that there's a platform on Instagram. I will repeat, refresh by the youth, guys, check it out. And it's an amazing thing, and I loved the designing aspect of it. I'm sorry, I'm a bit
that
designer.
that was Libby, and I can't take any credit for that. She is an amazing designer, and I'm so glad I'm collaborating with her, because I don't think I could have done that.
Great. I mean, it's totally, like it was very unique, and I think it totally suited with the times.
Hi, Ruhan.
Okay. So I'm just a little speechless because this time has been like that. So your art form is filmmaking, right? And how do you reflect yourself in your characters, in your stories? Basically, I think every art form is, like a reflection of what we do and who we are. So how do you do that with so many characters and so many things? It's like really amazing. So how do you do that?
um I don't actively see myself in any character or my story in any plot. Like, I don't see it, but it's often said that, from a retrospect point of view, when some filmmaker sees their films back, or maybe the audience who knows them sees them, uh, they feel that the filmmaker is being reflected on there. um, I I don't see myself, but I see a lot of my friends, sometimes acquaintances, sometimes even strangers that I must have seen, and a lot of my surroundings, for sure. A lot of my surroundings, in the way that I shot Lift, which is a short film that was shot inside a lift, and that lift is exactly like the lift I take every day. 34 floors down, like, so there are things that I must have seen that I kind of internalized, and then I put it out, um, in that film. So maybe there are things of myself in a character, but I don't actively do that.
Yeah. And I think this is where I can tell you and everyone that, why I liked Idas. I even watched Boundary. If you haven't seen it, do check it out on YouTube. It's a great film. And it talks about, like she said, the little things, And I felt like so many relations, so many small, small things that, everyday life, in our everyday life that we just neglect by being on a smartphone or something, or worrying in another space, which is also a process. But when she captured relationships like that, that really made an impact on me, and I feel like if you guys watch it, you will feel that too. Now,
Thank you.
thank you. And now for the fun part, haha, the rapid fire. And it's not like coffee with Karen, so don't worry.
Oh
uh,
my god.
so not that we get scared, we love coffee with Karen, but it's yeah. So it's going to be more related to art and creativity. And so if tell us, okay, are you ready for it?
Yeah, okay. Ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, start. Okay. An international work opportunity or working in the core of India?
International. Right now.
International. Okay.
Yeah.
A story that inspired you.
A story.
A story that inspired you.
Um, I've said this before, but The Little Princess is a book, and that story, her story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something you miss on the road.
Uh, the road. Uh, um, I don't miss anything. I like it like all clean and clear, and I like that. I don't miss anything.
Living in the moment.
Yeah.
Totally. I see. A character you resonate with.
Oh, character resonate with. I don't know. I can't think of any character suddenly. Like, why? Um, Sometimes Blair from Gossip Girl. Sometimes.
Ooh, okay. I guess where your closet gets inspired. Uh, okay, so I can totally see you carrying two Chanel bags like that.
I wish I could, but I don't think I can pull that off.
Soon, I guess. Then your
Yeah.
your favorite memory.
Yeah. What?
Your favorite memory.
Memory. Uh, I remember this one time when my parents and I had gone to Jordan and we were just sitting and talking and laughing. Just that. It's my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, your comfort zone.
Uh, my comfort zone. When I'm surrounded by people who love me, like my friends and family.
Lovely. Storytelling or story listening?
Oh no, listening.
My type. Define happiness.
Sorry?
Define happiness.
Happiness. Um, Being with people that I love.
Great.
Yeah.
Define what's inspiration for you?
Mm, Seeing other people, especially women, make it really big and do a lot of things um, in my type of career, like filmmaking or writing.
Great. Just a second. Now, I guess sadly I'm all out of questions, but I don't think I will ever be out of that. But I guess we have to go to audience for all the questions. So yeah,
Do it.
guys, ask around, like whatever you feel like Ida is here to help us out. And okay, what is your inspiration for the stories you make or write? Rahul Mishra is asking that.
Um,
I don't have an answer for that.
Shit, my series just started speaking.
that wasn't me. That wasn't me. My answer to that is everyone around me. Everything and person around me is my inspiration.
Great. So guys, if you have not talked to the person sitting next to you, do that.
Yeah.
And
Talk to as many strangers as possible, and it's so easy to talk to them because you don't even feel shy because they don't know you. Because I'm a very shy person, but they don't know that, so I can be whoever I want.
wow, that's a great tip. And how do you, okay, this is my question now. How do you open a conversation with them?
You notice something about them, like, hey, I like your top, where did you get it from? Or
Same,
something.
I do the same. Oh my God.
That's the best way.
Like, yeah, exactly. I remember doing this to a lady in the local, and I was like in Marathi, even though I'm not a Maharashtrian. I was like, your sari is chan. And then she was like, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Compliments always work. And also,
exactly.
like, when you're in a line or something and you're like, itne der se khade hai idhar, and then the person in front of you turns and he's like, yeah. So if you relate to them, then it works as well. So complimenting
Exactly.
and relatability.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in Bombay, there are already so many problems that you can always be relatable to.
Yeah, always.
Always. There's always a crisis. Then, okay, I think we've already answered what made you want to get into filmmaking. So, is there, okay, what is your favorite genre?
To watch? Oh my god, I don't. People keep asking me favorite genre or like favorite genre to make films in, but I don't see genre that much. Like I um, usually like a film for it being a good film rather than it being a genre film. But I would say right now I've been into this TV show called Dark. So whatever genre you classify that into, I think it would be like a mystery kind of thing right
Yeah,
now.
it's all about time travel, and it's totally crazy. Like, one
It's really
episode can make you.
Yeah.
What just
I
happened?
know I don't understand it yet, but I'm hoping at the end I will. So let's see.
Yeah, exactly. It's like life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, oh my God, sadly, we're all out of questions. And oh my God, Ida, this was a bliss. I think it really fostered, like that. I don't know. I don't even know how to define. It's been so long to have a discussion like this where you just talk about processes and everything. And I'm sure that I'm going to rewatch this conversation like everybody else and get on all that tips.
Oh,
Anything you
thank
want
you
to say
so much.
for
Um,
everyone?
I want to say, um, I don't know. I think thank you for everyone who showed up, and I hope that some of what I said made sense. And please go follow Refresh by the Youth, and please DM us if you have anything to say. We're always here to listen. And thank you so much to you for having me. This was a great conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Ida, I will have to just give me a sec. It's like Siri people. Everyone wants to get in touch with me. Uh, news broke out. So basically, thank you so much for doing this for us. And we guys at Mumbai Fashion Week will always have conversations like this. So keep on following us.
Yes, please
Tomorrow,
follow Mumbai Fashion Week as well. They're doing some
thank
really great
you.
stuff.
And tomorrow, thank you. And tomorrow we're going to have a live DJ from Australia. The DJ is going to join us. So do put your dancing boots on and dress up well. Even in your pajamas, you can dance. That's not an issue. So thank you, Ida. Thank you, everyone who joined in. This was a blessing, and I'll take your leave. And stay in, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Take care.